Okay, I'm going to show you a little bit more detailed information about the database, which I didn't go into earlier because you really hadn't been using it too much. This is specifically concerning how you change the name of Mela. So he wanted to have it a lot longer. So you changed it here. So right now we're on the Contact tab, and you did change it. If we go into the Location tab, though, you can see how it hasn't been changed. So in the Location tab, this is where when you're making ads, it grabs information from. So if you don't change it here, it's not going to get changed anywhere else in the site in the future. So let's go in here and we'll change that. Again, so anytime you're changing a phone number, now this phone number here should be like, I don't know, a cell phone number or something like that. This is the actual locations, number. And again, nothing in this column here changes automatically between the contact and the location. Jason has upgraded this section of information. I'll go over that later. So now we've changed it in the Contact tab and the Location tab. As you know, when you make the new ads and you copy them over from last year, it's just going to copy them exactly how they were last year. So again, it's not going to have the ads. It's not going to be automatically changed just because you changed it in the Location tab. So now we got to go in here and change these. There's no period there, so let's put the period in. How does the end of this look? Okay. Now he doesn't have a web listing here, and I see it says pending, so I'm assuming you're waiting for him to get you the information. The print ad has been approved. Okay, so you can see here. Now I'm not sure if I changed this or maybe you changed this, because I did start working on this and I decided, hey, I should maybe tell everybody that I'm changing this. You can see here that it's now 35 out of 30 spaces, so really like this number here is the maximum we want to hit. Now technically the column line is 50, that's why this says 50 and that's why all these extra lines here are 50. The reason that it's 30 up here is because I need to put in little icons in there. So I'm going to put in the vegetarian icon, I'll put in the organics icon, I'll put in the gluten-free icon, and that's why we need that extra buffer space. So 5 character spaces shouldn't be a big deal, but we can't have anybody pushing it up to 50 or up to 40 because I need to put extra information in there. Okay, so Jason also changed this. So this extra, now it's just talking about extra. It's not taking this line and this line into consideration. So in the past, this would have said 2 because it was 1, 2, and then these were 3. I thought it would make more sense that this number here, so whatever it is that you put in here, and once we get up to 1, right, you'll know that this is 1.6 or 0.26. This is actually rounded up to 2. So when you're making the invoices, you know that, yeah, that was a bad one to click on, that it would be a 2-line listing plus 2 extra lines because what was in here was just the extra lines. That's all I can think of right now about this. The stuff that's going on this side, I think it's kind of done. Again, any kind of discount card stuff, I'm going to be dealing with it. But again, it's one of those things that if you change it, for whatever reason, if someone gets back to you and says, actually it's 12%, not 15%, one, you should run it by me, but because we need to remember to change it on all the pages. So if you were to add, now he's going to get 10% here. It's not going to update it here, right? It's not there, and it's not going to update it into any of the extra ads. So it's just important to, let's get rid of this altogether. Just to know that some of the things that you put on here aren't automatically going to get generated other places. So right now, we've got this change to be all vegan, all vegetarian, or options. Gluten-free, emphasis some, or none. So I put the none in here. That wasn't there before just because we would have... I just don't like it if there's a question. I don't know if the answer is yes or no. We had a bunch of yeses. We had a yes and a yes, but we didn't have a no. We asked them, and no, it's not organic or whatever. So that's been added in there. The gluten-free, really no one's been asked about this yet, except for people who have done the survey. Later on, if we have time, I'm just going to get you to contact them all at once. So don't worry about following up on this unless we give them the survey. We'll do it later. Again, accessibility, it was entrance and washrooms. Now we put in none, just to be like, no, we've asked them, it's definitely not accessible. You can hit the none button. This dining one, I think I'm going to get rid of this. So don't worry about this. Restaurants. So this, sorry, I'm pointing at the screen. This restaurants means that if they're in a restaurant, ask them at the patio. If they're not in restaurants, don't worry about the patio question. This generates a patio page on the website. The biodegradable containers, again, this should be yes or no, so I'm going to get Jason to fix that. And if they're in the food stores, like the natural food stores category, you can check off bulk food, or if they have an eatery in the store, this information gets generated into different pages afterwards. That's probably all very straightforward. I just wanted to show you that if you're dealing with a company and you want to update this information, if you see here that maybe like this wasn't checked, and you do talk to them about it, you can hit no or yes or whatever. Let's do a thing. Let's test something out here. So they are all vegetarians. Let's change this. Oh, it should only be one of these things, Jason. Sorry. We change this to options. So that didn't change. So you see we changed on the contact, but the location didn't change. And nothing else changed. So that's one of the things. So really, I don't know, for some reason I really only think that there isn't very much that gets... So again, if you change it on one page, change it on all the pages. I'm going to stop rambling now. Thank you for watching my video.